Hey guys, today we're looking at the ban list that's going to be implemented uh, pretty soon, I guess. So this ban list is incredibly weird to me, just kind of mid, honestly. So Chaos Ruler specifically is being played mostly. You'll see it in certain mill decks, which is like, you know, as expected of a mill card, and tier cards and Dragon Link mostly. So yeah, I guess it was just banned. I don't know. I don't think it's super relevant later, and it's not like that bad right now, so not entirely sure why Ruler is banned. It is just a strong card. It feels bad when it high rolls, I guess, so yeah, I'm not really that partial to Chaos Ruler either way. White Dragon Wyver Buster being like completely banned here just kills Dragon Link pretty hard because this is the primary, well, one of the primary cards they're abusing, and this is the better half, I guess. The Dark Wyver Buster is now completely useless, and you don't have as many good light targets as you do dark targets, so that hit hurts a lot. Bird of Demise is just a, in general, stun hit. This actually helps a good amount as well, but that doesn't really kill stun. Super Heavy Samurai Soul Breaker Armor, I am not entirely sure which one this was, so I will check quick. Super Heavy Samurai Soul Breaker Armor. Okay, let's see what this does. You can target one super heavy samurai monster you control, equip this monster from your hand or your side of the field to that target. It loses 1,000 defense, cannot be destroyed by battle. If this card is in your graveyard, you can banish all super heavy samurai soul break armors from your graveyard. Then target one super heavy samurai monster in the field whose current defense is lower than its original defense. Click damage to your opponent equal to the difference between its current and original defense. Does this enable an FTK or something? Like, is this why this is getting banned? They're not banning like Soul Piercer or Scarecrow or whatever. So the Link one and then the bow, those are okay, I guess. Yeah, I don't see why this is getting banned, but this card doesn't look important, so okay, whatever. Then we have Kashtira Fenrir being limited. I mean, in an ideal world, only Kashtira would be playing Fenrir because Fenrir just shouldn't be able to add itself. If it didn't add itself, it's much more reasonable to be at 3 or 2, right? The primary issue is that it just adds itself, and that's just stupid. Limiting it is just something that, it, like, it, I don't know. It just doesn't feel good for any cash pilots out there. So, Inspector Border to 1. They could just ban Border, to be honest. But this doesn't make that big of difference either, sadly. So there can be only 1 to 1. Well, now its namesake is correct. This also doesn't super matter, honestly, I don't think. Tikaboo to 1. It's just more in line with like how Gozen and Rivalry are also at 1. I don't know why Tikaboo wasn't at 1, honestly. Runic Destruction to 1. Runic Destruction. Which one was this one? Was this back row removal or monster removal? I mean, either way, I just take any runic hits. I just don't like the deck in general, so whatever. Pot of Desires to 1. Now that I think about it, it's just Stun that's really playing this. Uh, I think that's probably the most played, like, that's the deck that most plays Desires. And also, like, a few other, like, macro decks. Yeah. Kaiser Coliseum to 1. Kaiser Coliseum's not being super abused right now, but I mean, yeah, that card's a bit disgusting to an extent. It's still a floodgate, so whatever. Ishtira Birth. I don't really understand why Earth is being limited. That doesn't make sense, but this does give us this one incentive not to play Kishtira anymore, which is nice. Like, because of how Kashtira operates, it's like you kind of have to play Kashtira to an extent, it almost feels like, because going first, it just plays around so much. Like, when I special summon Unicorn and then end on a Rise Heart, that plays around like Nib, notably, and also plays around Shifter and stuff. Card that should have been hit, but still hasn't been hit, is clearly Shifter. Shifter should be hit for sure. It just banned Shifter, straight up. Nothing good comes out of Shifter, like, realistically. So then Pot of Duality is limited. I don't really super care about this one, but I mean, this affects stun once again, so sure. Early Delicious Memory is now limited because the semi-limit didn't do anything, honestly. It was just made it RNG. Now it's really RNG, so this is a big hit, I guess. Synchro Zone being limited. This is the most worthless limit on this list, actually. Synchro Zone, there's still so many cards that does what Synchro Zone does. So like Messenger of Peace, you have Clockwork Knights, and then you have Reformapal 5 Rainbow Magician. All of those does what Synchro Zone does, so who cares? You gave me like, I don't know, like 20 minutes. I could probably whip up an entirely new stun list that just works anyways. Like, who super cares? Runic Destruction only hurts in like if you consider some like going second ability, I guess, right? Doesn't really affect anything about going first, I don't think. Yeah, that's about it, really. Doesn't super matter. You still have 2 copies of Tip anyways, so you still essentially have 3 copies of Destruction. So it's not actually the end of the world here, I guess. So yeah, that doesn't matter. Really pretty memory being semi-limited is weird to me, but okay. Then this is probably the most interesting part. All of the Dragon Rulers are just going to be put at 3 now, and then Speedroid Terratop is also going to be put to 3. Orpheus Scorpio is put to 3. So the most problematic ones on this list are just going to be Orpheus Scorpio and then Speedroid Terratop. So Orpheus Scorpio, FTKs. Speedroid Terratop, probably also set up FTKs awesome. I mean, this is just good for making like rank 3 and other stuff. So Terratop's just good in general. So uh, I'm interested to see what you can do with Terratop. In fact, I think I have 3 copies of Terratop or 2 right now. I'm not sure. So I mean, I was holding out on that for a bit. Orpheus Scorpio. I don't know if I have enough copies of that. And I'm not sure if like the Predaplant support is actually in any like secret packs right now. I mean, they might be, but I don't think they are. I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, just because of that unlimited still feels kind of bad because of that. So we'll see if we're getting FTK'd a lot by Scorpio or not. But I mean, it's pretty trivially easy to stop if you activate like I don't know, Maxi, Imperm, Ash Blossom, just like any hand trap in general is fine. So that shouldn't be too big of an issue. It is a consistent like 1 card. I think there's like a billion different like consistent 1 card FTKs. They might have like some garnets, but I think Scorpio does lead into that, and I think there are cards that also serve as an Orpheus Scorpio, like Lone Fire Blossom, which is just effectively also Orpheus Scorpio as far as those FTK decks would be concerned. So that puts us at 6 copies of Scorpio, kind of. So I'm not sure how this goes. But like, if you consider like Therion stuff alongside the Plant stuff, that sounds like fun to build, at least, while it's going to still be available. This could be put back on the ban list pretty fast, I think, depending on how this goes. Terratop potentially can as well, but I'm not exactly sure what you can do with Terratop. I mean, there is stuff like just making Zenmaity into a Rubicon pretty fast with speed Root Terratop, right? It's like break 3 spam, but I think you could already kind of do that with just Zen mains. So I don't think that is something Konami is super like worried about. And then long one back to 3. Sure, whatever. So I mean, in general, this ban list is kind of like whack. I don't think personally that Dragon Link is a big deal at all. So I'm pretty impartial to these hits. I mean, if they don't want them in the meta, sure. Hitting a popular deck to make like, yeah, that's just how it goes, I guess. I don't think Dragon Link's that bad. Could be worse, honestly. Like tier, tier is much worse. But yeah. If you consider like the new player experience, playing against Dragon Link wouldn't really be fun. I think Dragon Link is probably more fun to play than actually play against, so I think these hits are not completely unreasonable for just that reason alone, but eh, whatever. Chaos Ruler, the Chaotic Magical Dragon feels like a bit of overkill. Not entirely sure what the reasoning behind this hit was specifically. I can kind of understand some of these, but yeah. They also really don't want you to be playing Pearly for some reason. I don't know if Pearly support is dropping soon or not, but if so, maybe that's why, but I don't really know about like Pearly here. Pearly doesn't feel super unfair aside from the fact that they can just put down in towers and then you just have to have the out for it. Aside from that, Pearly doesn't feel that bad to play against. So in general, mixed feelings about this. Overall, the ban list I'd say here this time around, like, it helps, but so the primary thing that's being affected here is going to be Dragon Link and then Pearly. Everything else on this list is mostly irrelevant. So this can affect consistency and stuff like that, but it's still not enough. And there are decks that just get to escape this ban list unscathed for no reason, notably like Labyrinth. Why does Lab get the pass here? Like, I don't know. What? I mean, maybe when they get their support, at least they'll get hit. Like, come on. This is a bit ridiculous that we still haven't gotten a lab hit. But I mean, I guess lab is the best control deck, and they want there to be control players out there or something. I'm not sure. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys today, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.